Hello, what's going on, everybody? It's Drew 2. Shout out to the entire galactic family. I need all the chosen vessels to smash that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Let's get into it. If you lost it all, hit rock bottom, and are on your last leg, you still stand a chance and can make it in this world. If you've lost it all, then you know what it feels like to hit rock bottom probably more than once. If you've ever hit rock bottom before, hope not hopefully it will be your last, but you've experienced it more than once to where that's why it will be your last. All right, so if you hit rock bottom and you're on your last leg, you still stand a chance. If you let situations motivate you instead of cripple you and take you out, you still stand a chance and you can make it in this world. If you allow yourself to focus on your strengths instead of weaknesses, and if you focus on the bigger picture, if you see negative opportunity, if you see negative circumstances or negative situations as an opportunity for you to grow and for you to do better, then you still stand a chance and can make it, because optimism is a very powerful thing. It's a very it's a very large aspect to a successful mindset. When you're optimistic, you tend to see things from the bright side, I guess people could say. Um, a lot of people are pessimistic, and that's their fault. So if they don't see things as half full, or they see things as being empty, or they look at things from the negative point of view, that's just their mindset. And you can't change those people, and you shouldn't want to. Some people are going to be at their mind is going to be their own worst enemy, and they're going to be at their own detriment because their own thoughts are going to fail them. So if they want to think that way, you just think your way. People may be mocking you. People may be testing you. They may be trying to frustrate you or cause an argument. So the one thing you have to do is just believe in your set of beliefs and focus on yourself and keep constructing your mindset, so that way you think the way you want to think. You don't need anybody else to agree with you. You don't need anyone to believe the things that you're telling yourself. You don't need anyone to know that you just started this whole new lifestyle, thought style, think style. All right. You don't need people to be interested in what you're doing. You don't need them to know the changes that you're making. All you need to know is that you still stand a chance. Nobody needs to know that you're going through things. No one needs to know that you're struggling. That's your business. Only thing they need to do, since they want to watch and be nosy, is to see that you're on the come up. Only thing they need to know is that you're persevering. You're on the come up. That's the only thing. Oh, how are things going for you? Just say well. Or how are you doing? I'm doing well. You don't have to go any further than that. Well, how is that? How did I'm doing well. You don't have to go in any further than that. A lot of things should just be between you and God, because people are easily discouraged. They may pour out discouragement over your situation while you're pouring out encouragement and ambition and faith over your situation. A lot of people have a gloom and doom outlook. You might be going through something, might feel you can make it out. You explain your situation to somebody or what you're going through. By the time you finish speaking to them about it, you feel lost, hopeless, aimless, ready to blame somebody, feel confused. Can't tell everyone everything. You can't speak to everyone about everything. You shouldn't want to. A lot of things aren't meant for discussion. So if you have hit rock bottom, if you're on your last leg, that's between you and no one else. Your employer doesn't need to know. Coworkers don't need to know. Family members don't need to know. All they need to know is that you're on the come up. If they're not there, they don't need to know anything that's going on with you. Even if they are there and helping, it's still beneficial to keep your business to yourself. You still stand a chance and can make it. You just have to play your cards right. You have to now figure out a way to get yourself back up to where you once were. And it's possible. Things happen. Life breaks us down. Certain things come into our life for something for us to go through to build us up into the person that we're meant to be. So rejoice over the things that go wrong in life when you still stand a fighting chance, when you still see a way out, when you still see that you can make a way for yourself. Rejoice no matter how difficult things may seem, no matter how hard it is to get out of this. You will get out of it, and you're going to be, no matter how hard it is, you're going to be that much stronger. The harder it is, the greater you're going to be at the end of this. So whatever you lost, it can be easily gotten back. You can get things back. You can't get time back. You can get material possessions back. You can get money back. Homes, cars. You can get those things back. One thing you can't get back is time. So you need to realize that you still stand a chance and that you can still make it in this world, and you can still be the person that you originally sought out to be. It doesn't matter if you failed. It doesn't matter if something went wrong. It doesn't matter if things didn't turn out the way you expected, because the way the world works is, if you're going to keep going, and if you're going to not let life get you down, if you're not going to let your own mind defeat you, if you're not going to have a defeatist mindset, you can still get what you want out of life. A lot of people, like the Pursuit of Happiness movie, that guy, he didn't have anything. He didn't have clothes, but he had belief. A lot of people don't have anything, but they believe in themselves, and that still allows them to go create what they need to create. That still allows them to have the ambition to keep going. That still fuels them and gives them the drive to not give up on their life. When things aren't going how you want them to, and you feel down and you feel depressed because you're looking at your life and it's not the same as everybody else's, you have to not allow that depression to set in. Everybody gets depressed. Everybody has feelings of negativity, but you don't let those feelings set in. You tell yourself the truth, because those feelings aren't true. Those are lies. Those are feelings from how you're basing your life off of, from what you see. You don't see your life going the same way as everybody else's. So because of you don't see the same imagery for your life as somebody else, that you allow that to make you sad. That's what you have to stop doing, because you're programming yourself for more sadness, and you're telling the universe that you want more of that in your life. So even though your life may not look like other people's lives, you still have to see your life the way you would want it to go in your mind. You can't base your faith off of appearances. You have to base your faith according to, you can't base your faith according to appearances. It has to be based on those things unseen as though they were. So you have to base your faith off of the imagery, the mental imagery of the vision that you have in your mind. So that way you could change your outward life into that vision that you're holding in your mind for yourself. But it's only going to happen if you believe that it can happen, and that if you allow yourself to work towards that. You can't allow yourself to be so down that you give up and now you don't want to work towards your dream or your goals anymore because you don't think you can make it. A lot of people's situations, it will force them to give up because they think it's so bad, and they just start to believe everything that their mind is telling them, and they just start to go down this rabbit hole of negativity, of all these negative stories and all these negative ideas and all these negative mental pictures of how things aren't going to work out, and how things aren't going their way, and how things are going to keep getting worse, how things aren't going to improve. I've been there. I've changed a lot of those thoughts. I'm still working on my mindset, but once you change a lot of those real harsh, negative, terrible like thoughts, then you can start to grow, and you can start to work towards believing better things for yourself. You can start to see greater things for yourself, and see yourself doing more. Because as long as you keep telling yourself that you're not worth it, or as long as you keep telling yourself that you don't deserve it or you'll never get it, or even if you tell yourself that you can have it, but you feel deep down inside that it's not for you, or you can't, or you'll never be able to have it in your life, you're not going to have it. All right. So just because you hit rock bottom is not an excuse. Just because you're on your last leg is not an excuse. Those are temporary situations, and that's how you have to view them. You have to view those situations as something that is only temporary and something that's not long term in your life. Because the longer you see yourself in those situations, is the longer you're going to remain in those situations. People who see themselves as getting out of a situation, the reason they were able to get out is because they thought their way out. So if you get yourself into something, you can think your way out of it. You just have to think that you can. You can think out of any situation. There's people that were locked up in jail that created $1 million businesses and set themselves free. Talk about that. Nothing but time. Nothing but time. Instead of becoming a worse criminal, some people use that time to reform themselves, and they take themselves from a criminal into a millionaire. They take themselves from a criminal into a business person. Though that Mio drink, I met that person at a party, and I thought that that person was lying, but the person had a rich slick back hairdo, and that's the money hairstyle. He told me it's crazy how you meet people. And I met him, of course. I met him when I was out with my cousin. Always met fancy rich people when I was out with my cousin. All right, so I guess he got some of that money energy with him too, which is good, which is a real good thing. But I met this dude at this party with my cousin, and he had this little Italian slick back money hairstyle, and let you know he had money. And he was like, "Yo, what's up, man? I'm Mio." And I'm like, "Okay, what's that? What's up with that?" He's like, "Yeah, I made this drink when I was locked up in jail." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And it's the little powdered gray, that little gray container with the M on it, and you pour it in your drink. Yo, dude was locked up, and he created that. And he told me that. And I believe I Googled it and looked it up, and I believe I found out that he was not lying. So, anyway, you can be in a bad situation, and you can think your way out of it. It all depends on your perception. If you think that like, you can see that bad situation as a roadblock to keep going down a worse road. You can see a negative situation as where the bad stops, because you can